Hello and welcome. If you're dreaming of becoming your own boss right here in the UK, then you have landed in the perfect spot. Today, we're going to walk through an amazing step-by-step guide put together by the absolute experts at ProTax Account, who are, one of the UK's leading accounting firms. Our goal? To get you started on the right foot.
Right then, let's get straight into it. Just imagine for a second. Maybe you're a freelance designer based in London. You've just landed your first couple of clients, things are starting to feel real. But that thought of registering with HMRC, can feel a bit heavy, right? Well, what if I told you it's actually a surprisingly simple process once you know the steps? Let's break it all down together.
So, here's what we've got on the cards today. First, we'll figure out if you even need to register. Then, we'll walk through the actual registration, what life is really like as a sole trader, how to sidestep those common mistakes, and finally, what your next step should be. A really clear path from A to B.
Okay, first things first. This is the big question every single new freelancer asks. Do I actually have to tell HMRC that I exist? The answer might just surprise you. You see, it all boils down to your income.
Before we get into any numbers, let's get this term sorted. Sole trader. It's by far the simplest and most popular way to start out. It just means you and your business are legally the same thing. Now that gives you complete control, which is great, but it also means something called unlimited liability. And honestly, this is key. It means if your business gets into debt, your personal assets, well, they could be on the line. It's a really critical thing to understand right from day one.
So, all that paperwork, the registration, the yearly tax returns, whether you need to do any of that, at least to begin with, all hangs on one single magic number that HMRC has set.
And here it is, £1,000. This is your annual trading allowance. What this means is if your gross income, and that's your total earnings before you take off any expenses, from all your self-employment in one tax year is £1,000 or less, you get a complete pass. You don't need to register for self-assessment. You don't even have to tell HMRC about it. Simple as that.
Now, the moment you earn over that £1,000 mark, you get to make a really important choice. You can either deduct the flat £1,000 trading allowance, super simple, means you don't have to track every little receipt. Or you can add up and deduct all your actual allowable business expenses. Let's go back to our designer, Chloe. If she earned, say, £5,000, but only spent $400 on software, she definitely used the $1,000 allowance. But what if she spent $1,200 on a brand new laptop? Well, then she'd be much better off claiming her actual expenses. You can't do both, so you just pick the one that saves you the most money.
So, you've earned over $1,000, and it's time to make it official. Brilliant. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is the heart of the guide, and I promise it's way less scary than you might think.
Okay, timing is absolutely everything when it comes to HMRC. First, remember the UK tax year runs from April 6th to April 5th. Now, your registration deadline is the 5th of October after the tax year you started trading in has finished. So, for example, if you start your business in, say, June 2024, your first tax year ends on April 5th, 2025. You then have until October 5th, 2025 to get registered. See? Easy. Your actual tax return will then be due by the 31st of January the year after that. And here's the process itself, broken down into a simple 4-step journey. First, you'll need to create a government gateway account over on the gov.uk website. Think of this as your personal login for all things tax. Next, you just fill in the online registration form. Then, hit submit. And finally, you wait for a very, very important letter to arrive in the post.
And inside that envelope is your unique taxpayer reference, or UTR as you'll come to know it. This 10-digit number is basically your official proof. It means you're in the system, you're registered for self-assessment, and you are officially, properly self-employed. It's the key that unlocks your entire tax life.
And here's a quick pro tip directly from the team at ProTax Accountant. When that letter with your UTR arrives, please don't just glance at it and toss it in a drawer. Scan it, take a photo of it, save it somewhere secure, and put the physical letter somewhere you will not lose it. Trust me, you are going to need this number again and again and again.
So you've done it. You're registered. Congratulations. But this is really just the beginning. Now that you're official, a whole new set of responsibilities kicks in. So let's have a look at what you need to be managing from here on out. Think of this as your new checklist. Your absolute top priority is keeping good, clean records of every single sale and every single expense. You'll need all that for your annual self-assessment tax return. And based on that return, HMRC works out your income tax and your national insurance bill. And one last thing. Always keep one eye on your turnover. If it creeps up to £90,000 in any 12-month rolling period, you then have to register for VAT.
Okay, we are about to dive into some numbers on tax and national insurance. Please stay with me on this because wrapping your head around this stuff now is honestly one of the best things you can do for your future self. It will save you such a massive, stressful headache when that first tax bill lands.
Let's break this table down for the 2025-26 tax year. It's simpler than it looks. If your annual profits are between about £6,800 and £12,570, your Class 2 contributions, those are the ones that protect your state pension, are treated as paid, but it costs you nothing. It's a fantastic benefit. Now, once your profits go above £12,570, you'll also start paying Class 4 national insurance. Just think of this as another tax on your profits. It's 6% on your profits up to about £50,000, and then 2% on anything you earn above that. The good news is, it's all worked out for you on your tax return.
Right. Let's talk about what not to do. Some really simple mistakes can lead to some pretty painful and completely avoidable penalties from HMRC. This is where so many people trip up, but you're not going to be one of them.
This really shows you the cost of leaving things to the last minute. If your tax return is just one day late, it's an immediate £100 penalty. No ifs, no buts. After 3 months, that can climb up to £1,000. It just gets worse from there. The message from HMRC is crystal clear. Do not miss that deadline.
And you know, it's a very similar story for paying your tax bill late. Just 30 days late, and you're hit with a penalty of 5% of the tax you owe. Another 5% gets added at 6 months, and yep, another 5% at 12 months. And that's all on top of the interest, which HMRC charges you from the very first day your payment is late. These costs can spiral out of control so quickly.
Phew, we have covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From figuring out if you need to register to exactly how to do it and what to watch out for. So let's bring this all home with a final checklist and talk about how the experts at ProTax Accountant can really support you on this journey.
Okay, here it is, your final simple checklist. 1. Check your income against that £1,000 threshold. 2. If you need to register, hit that October deadline. 3. Keep that UTR number somewhere incredibly safe. 4. Start your record keeping from day 1, seriously. And 5. A final pro tip, start saving for tax immediately. A good rule is to move about 25–30% of every single payment you receive into a separate savings account. You'll thank yourself later.
Now, for a very quick but very important note, please remember that all the information in this guide is for general purposes. Tax is complicated and everyone's situation is different, so you shouldn't rely only on this to make your financial decisions.
So, before you make any final decisions, it is so important to get expert advice that is tailored specifically to you. The team at ProTax Accountant, this is what they do. They specialize in helping sole traders get through this whole process smoothly. You can reach them on WhatsApp or give them a call on 07985689912 or just drop them an email at info@protaxaccountant.co.uk. Getting it right from the very start is probably the best investment you can possibly make in your new business.